think this is working now. Yeah, looks like it is. I guess I'll find out in a second here if I can switch that off. Oh, well, there's people there. Hello, people. Sorry. Could not get the software to connect. Don't know what was going on. We started. Didn't work. Try it again. Try it again. Now I've got these wires all tangled up here. So, hi everybody. Hopefully you've had a good evening, good day, good morning, whatever it is when you find the stream. And yeah, sorry about that, Pope. It is about damn time. I agree. Like I said, don't quite know what was going on. Oh, for God's sakes. Yep. Thanks for stopping by, Cicero. Sorry that I was unable to get here. Well, I was here, but I couldn't get here. All right, well, okay, let me just do one more thing here to get this set up in a slightly better way. All right, there we go. Okay. Let's see if I can hear what's going on. So, anyhow, I just realized that, gosh, I've been on the last couple of Sundays. Figured, all right, might as well make it 3 Sundays in a row. So here I am. I had a couple ideas, things to talk about, but I've kind of been raging against the machine here, and now my mind is completely blank, even more blank than usual. So I guess let me finish this setup here. Gosh. So anyhow, hi Liz, hi Kelly, hi Carrie. I missed out on Cicero. Sorry. But yeah. And Cap is here, I guess. Maybe. No, Carrie, I did not forget. Almost wish I had. Hank is here, or was here. Yeah, just weird technical difficulties. Don't quite know what was going on. But let me do this. Copy. So we can get, if somebody wants to come up and say hi, and they have something to tell us all about. Anyone out there has something to talk about, something to say. Ah, boy. Yeah, Hank is still here. Let's see. Cicero will watch it over coffee in the morning. Yes, good. Sleep well. Oh, wow, look at that. We got. Hello, Mr. Hank. And the Pope is here too. Hello.
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 So, how are you guys doing?
I'm doing pretty good.
Better than I deserve, probably.
Yeah, so I saw that the Welsh News Network is back online.
Yes, sir.
There was much
Yip,
rejoicing
yip,
by
yip.
everybody.
Yep.
Yip, yip,
Yeah,
yip, yip, yip.
I was dropping out on your stream there. Seemed like you were doing 100% chili show today. Or was that just my bad timing?
It was 100% chili show tonight.
Oh, wow. Okay.
56
I
strikes
mean,
down seems deserved.
I'm sorry, what were you saying, Hank?
Yes, since he earned being the focus on the show for the night.
Oh, there's Becca. She says that it was on purpose, that it was all. And yeah, thank you for letting people come up on your show or your channel. I'm still kind of trying to get my feet under myself after cursing and swearing and restarting and yeah. Um,
You're fine, Steve. You're doing great.
so
Yeah, Virgo. Hosting on mine was getting my own fix in too. So
well, yeah. So are you
uh,
going to be doing regular things again over in your channel or?
I'm probably going to be doing about once a week, doing a show with like I did with Dickbag Patrol.
Ah, okay.
Get a creator, go through two, three of their videos, and just have a conversation about what makes them tick.
Well, that should be interesting to watch. Cool. And yes, I was a festering ball of technical hatred. um, yeah, so kind of a creator spotlight sort of thing. Nice. Um, and oh, Sue Bear is here. Hey, Sue Bear, welcome. Okay, now I'm just trying to see. I had a couple of ideas. Let's see, what were they? Trying to get my. I had a couple notes based on articles I'd seen. Wow, this is going to be an even more spectacular stream than usual, guys, because I am completely out of it now. So maybe it's just go straight to just watching some other video. Sorry, completely upside down and backwards. Whoa, me? Who? What? Who's Kelly reacting to? What have I missed? I'm big and fat. I don't know that I'm a bigot. Although that was one of the things I found kind of amusing. I came across there's an actor who, in response to the um, Supreme Court's ruling that you can't force someone to create an item for you or a website or a picture or whatever if it's against their religious belief or moral conscience or whatever. And this actor, let's see if I can find the article. This actor said that he that racists and bigots and homophobes, they can't watch his shows anymore, or whatever show that this guy is on. And
Okay, like he's got control over who watches his shit.
right,
Right,
yeah,
right.
yeah, exactly. It's comparing apples to oranges, really, because it's not like these these evil bigots and racists, whoever else he's now raging against, are coming to him and say, "You will act in this show that we're putting together. You will. You must." Um,
Well, if he's too weak to say no to a contract, then he deserves what he gets.
well, yeah, but it's like you said. There's no there's there's no way that he can control who watches his shows. I think he was an actor on what was that mafia series that ran? I never watched it.
Sopranos.
What's that?
Sopranos.
Ranos?
Sopranos on
No,
HBO.
does not ring any bells at all. So that wasn't it. It ended with the main character getting assassinated in his bar or something. Uh,
Trying to think.
whatever. And I can't
That,
find the article now, of course.
I thought that was The Sopranos.
No,
Sopranos. Oh yes, The Sopranos. That's what
that's
it was.
That's what
that's what
Hank
I've
said.
said 3 times. But
Okay.
okay.
No, that's okay.
And Tony
Well,
did. Tony survived.
oh, he did.
They he and his family were at a coffee house, or maybe an ice cream bar or something. I can't really remember, but just showed him sit down at the table and faded to black, and that was it for the series.
Oh, okay. All right. I I misremember. Like I said, I never watched it. But
Plenty
if
of
you were
other
saying,
people got whacked throughout the show.
but if you were saying Sopranos, I kept hearing Dranos. I don't know why. Drano? No, it's not
Mhm.
Drano. I don't know what that is.
I don't know.
Um, but
I
yes,
mean, I'm a little bit stuffed up, but I don't think I'm sounding that shitty.
So yeah, somebody that was on that show said that you can't watch his show anymore if you're uh, you know, a racist or a bigot or homophobe or whatever else.
If you're that against people that you perceive as a racist or bigot, does that make you a bigot too?
That's also the thing that popped into my head. But the comparison also in my field outside of this YouTube thing, the game design, which I've done a lot of, and had a little self publishing business. There was a few years ago where uh, publishers were saying that if you support Donald Trump, you can't buy and play our games, or if you don't support this right or that right or whatever. Why? I mean, A, you can't stop people to begin with, and B, you know what?
Um,
I would let Jose de Castro buy as many of my products as he wants. I would let Nazis buy as many products of mine as they want. If they want to give me money, fine, go ahead. I don't care. And I'll take your money and I'll continue to say bad things about you as I'm doing it.
yeah.
But
Um,
if
yeah.
Chile came to me and said, "You must design my board game," I would say no. Just like because why would you even want to if you're Chile? Why would you even want me to design your board game for you?
Well, it's like the bakery that they were very well known for their wedding cakes, and uh, they're a very family-run bakery, multi-generation. They were very religious.
Mm-hmm.
And a same-sex couple came in wanting them to make them a wedding cake, and they refused, and they sued them and took them to court. Why? Why would you want something for your a wedding that special of an event by somebody who doesn't uh, doesn't agree with your lifestyle? Go find one that does.
Yep.
And the courts initially sided with the couple. So initially won the lawsuit, and then they appealed it and got it flipped over. And I think it went back and forth a few times.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
the eventually the bakery won, but They went under. Multi-generation family store that was thriving before they lost all their money and couldn't had to close the doors, fight the court case.
Yeah.
I think it's
Okay,
sad.
well, but they didn't lose because they fought the court case. They lost because people stopped doing business with them. We had a similar situation where I live, where we had a wedding venue that was extremely popular wedding venue, and instead of taking them to court, the couple, posted it on social media, and enough people didn't agree with it, and so pulled from them. They ended up having to close their doors. So it's a pretty
I,
simple economics. If you're not appealing to the people you're trying to get to do business, that's the open market.
yeah, but I can understand both sides though.
Sure, sure.
I mean, but when you get into a battle where whose rights are the rightest,
Yeah.
and that's nobody wins those arguments or court battles.
Right, and I agree with that. What I prefer is the method that happened here, which is simply an open market decision. I would much rather know somebody's bigotry so I can choose to do business with them or not
Mhm.
than to not know it and support them unknowingly.
And
Yeah.
I would still I would still support that bakery personally. Um, because of their religious beliefs, they didn't believe that that same-sex weddings were right. Who is anybody else to tell them their religion's wrong?
Mhm.
Uh,
Right, no one is. I myself wouldn't do business with them because that's not what I agree with, and so I don't want to support that with my finances. So they're free to have it. I just don't have to give them money.
yeah,
Right.
And and
Well,
and and both positions in my viewpoint are correct, right? Nobody could force me to spend my money.
I personally, if I was in that situation, I wouldn't want to. Once they told me no, and it's because they believe what I'm doing is wrong, I'd find another bakery. I mean,
Right, right.
yeah.
That's what I'm saying, right?
I would probably put it on social media,
Yeah,
but I don't even know if I'd do that.
Yeah. No, I mean that's the same reason. Well, I have I have the same sort of similar mindset to what you just expressed there, Hank. It's the same thing when people start going on about uh, boycott this or that business or person because they believe this or that or they've done this or that. Um, my first reaction is okay. I'm going to go see whether I'm interested in what this boycott thing is, and
It's
then I might
it
support them because yeah, you're a jackass for trying to take away their livelihood just because you don't agree with something they've said, especially if it's a
the
political stance or a religious stance. Um,
the
but if
tipper
I
for me with that bakery,
mhm,
um, I knew members of the family of that bakery. I went to college with one of the family members from the bakery. Um, it was legit religious uh in their beliefs. It's not that they were using uh, a religious belief as an excuse not to do something for someone.
mhm,
kick him
That
off,
shit,
Steve. Kick him off. Kick him off.
I have no idea what you're
huh?
talking about.
Boycott Hank,
Oh,
kick him
yes, boys.
off, kick him off.
Yeah. No, and I also understand it. They say, yeah, we won't bake you the cake because of our religious beliefs. Okay, then they go down the street to the baker that's run by somebody else, or that's run by someone that openly supports uh, gay rights
If
or whatever it
Right,
is that they're
right,
trying to promote. They
right,
with somebody having to produce my food, I would be afraid
right.
if I forced them to make something for me that might have
I mean,
ingredients that you really don't want in there.
yeah, may not go well. Yes.
well, I just think it's wrong to again. I'm just limiting this to kind of art to creations and being creative and being
Uh-huh.
artistic, which making a cake is being creative and artistic. And I don't think that you should force an artist or creator to create something for you. I mean, yeah, you if you're running a grocery store, you would be stupid to say I can't, gay people can't come into my grocery store, or black people can't come into my grocery store, or sovereign citizens can't come into my grocery store, or whatever. That's just dumb because their money spends like anybody else's money. And if
Right.
they're just there to buy shit, excuse my language, but they should just be there to buy stuff.
Well, their
But
stance was that their cakes they were creating, they were participating in the ceremonies they made cakes for, and they just their beliefs were their beliefs,
yeah. But the
not
big
my
so
beliefs. But
yeah. So Liz says that the baker came out and said, for that exact reason, you don't have to state a reason other than, no, I can't do that. Did they give the reason for not doing it unprovoked, or I mean, unasked, or did the people that wanted them to do it, did
I
they
don't
demand
know
a
the
reason?
exact situations behind how it got revealed that they would.
As I recall the court case as it went through the court, the situation was the couple came in, they were looking at a cake, everything was going along smoothly until they realized that the two of them were getting married. They
Mm.
then tried to reach an accommodation of, okay, just make the cake, we'll decorate it ourselves, and that was not an acceptable accommodation. So
Oh,
part of the reason that they filed a lawsuit was that the couple felt like they tried to reach a reasonable accommodation and couldn't.
oh, so the couple
Uh,
made the proposal that bake the cake and we'll get someone to decorate it.
yes,
Or well, that falls under then my thing that I said their money spends as well as anybody else's. So, and if they like these cakes, they like the taste of this bakery's cakes.
right. But I go along with Hank, right? If somebody has shown a bias like that and they're making your food, do you think forcing them is going to somehow make it better? Like, okay.
Yeah, yeah, there
I
is
mean,
that.
Having
I
worked
can
in a
support
restaurant, it's not going to go well.
I can support both sides of the argument though.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Um, as as far as I'm concerned, your sexuality is your choice. I have no business in it, but I understand some people have different beliefs. If it's just bigotry that's doing it, that's one thing. But I don't know.
Here's what I struggle with, right? The cost of freedom is putting up with things I don't like.
Yeah.
because eventually I'm going to do something somebody else doesn't like, and I don't want my freedom taken away. So I should be open to allow people to do things I don't like. And I think that's what's being lost most recently, at least in the era of self-entitlement.
Like, I've got nothing against people that, I mean, same-sex couples and stuff. Nothing against them. Not my cup of tea, but doesn't mean I can't be friends with them and do things.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Do things you do with anybody else. It's just a friend.
Yeah, I don't care what people do in their bedrooms or in their love life or whatever. It does not have an impact on me whatsoever.
I know you don't, Steve. I've seen the secret videos we have of you.
Well, yeah. Although I understand that there's like fanfic being written about me and my cats on other channels.
Right.
Um, so, I mean, if anyone's out there watching, feel free to send me some of it, and I can perhaps post it. But they're welcome to do that too. But yeah, Sue's right. As long as it's not hurting anybody. Yeah, no, uh, it's based on me. Um, Steve
His
talking in the dark
his
now.
if Steve's only fan is blowing on his microphone.
Yes.
Oh, all right. Let me turn that off. But it's it's there. Does that work? Yep. Okay. It's hot in here. Well, it's
I was just I was just
for.
messing with you.
Oh, okay.
Steve's looking in the mirror. It's getting hot in here.
As long as he doesn't start taking off all his clothes.
Yeah.
Just the
Well,
waist down, Steve. Just the waist down.
there actually is the International Nudity Day, so maybe I will do a nude live stream. Nude live stream. I don't know.
Oh,
We'll see.
yes. Yes. Yes, that will draw
Uh,
him in.
In the last 2 or 3
might,
years, I've
might be able
celebrated.
to fin-
I'm sorry.
Go ahead. I was going to say you might be able to finish off those watch hours you need.
Yeah. It's July something, is I think. Let me see.
If you want to be able to run that fan while you, with your mic, you might just try and figure out how to aim the fan to where it doesn't hit the mic, or move the fan out of the, or move the mic out of the fan's low.
Yep, I thought I had got moved to the point where it wasn't blowing on the mic, but still blowing on me. But it was probably coming and going. I would imagine
Yeah,
it's
it
an
was.
oscillating fan. July 14th is International Nude Day.
Alrighty then.
So now that's something you know. And I have an idea for a short.
You need to put up the "More You Know" banner.
Yes.
On National Nude Day, would it be appropriate to do a short on chili?
Yes. But anyhow, yes, the fanfic was I haven't seen it. I don't know what it is, but because I got it secondhand. Uh, oh my gosh. Right on.
Rights on.
Rights on. Okay. I guess Rights on clipped to the bit where one of the cats came in talking or crying, and I turned around and said, "Oh, he wants me to come back to bed." Um, and it's the comment that launched 1,000 erotic fanfics, I guess.
Yes, yes. He's the 13th most popular short.
And I'm talking in the dark, that Liz said.
Right,
I don't
right.
know.
Yeah, it is in the dark. Yes.
I'm not sure what that means. Is Steve talking in the dark now? Wow, that's an OnlyFans.
Could be the new Art Bell.
Ah, yes. Oh my. Yeah, I should go digging and see what that. But I guess he is. He's an auditor type, I think.
Who?
Maybe I should look him
Rights
up.
on?
Right
Yeah.
on, yeah.
He's a Chili fan.
Okay. Not gonna bother.
Yes,
And
yes. He is an audit supporter. Yes.
yeah. But I guess
Carrot.
people on the other side were apparently writing fanfic as well. Coded friend and his gang apparently also were covering me and my cats and speculating. That I did watch a tiny bit of, and I got seriously bored because again, he can't insult people right.
Right, right.
He just insults anybody and everybody that's associated with Dan trying to get a reaction.
Yeah, and I just gave him the reaction, which, oops, silly me. But again, same thing. They were fantasizing about me and the cats. And Virgo, that actually is. You are correct. Uh, Maybe that will be my final YouTube video. I'll porn bomb myself with me being the porn. That would scar. That would scar every viewer for life. Um, Actually, it's sort of interesting. One person reached out to me because of that and said, and I said, no, I'm not thinking about uh, quitting YouTube. And uh, yeah, Sue Bear, that's basically it. People are kind of, again, I think they're not so much making me feel awkward or upset. They are kind of putting their own proclivities out there. So yeah. Um, and these and got questions about, and uh, what was that? They were talking about, the cats being in heat and such. No, they just talk a lot, and they're cats. That's what they do. At least cats of that kind. But regardless, but no, Virgo, I am not. I am not thinking about quitting YouTube. I'm still having fun with it because, again, this is just fun. Uh, and when it stops being fun, I will stop doing it. And that
Well, if
poll
it's
was not anything related to me being bitter or upset or anything. I just it was just a poll.
yeah,
Just
if YouTube stops being fun and starts being work, it better pay well enough
yeah,
to be work.
Right.
yep. And yeah, and I cannot envision a scenario under which even if I get to the get to the point where it's monetized, there's never going to be enough money here to turn this into a job.
Yeah, the creators that make enough content to make a living out of YouTube, they're putting it's a full-time job to get that out, pumped out.
Yep, yep. And doing any this, a lot of people underestimate this because it looks easy. There is a lot of work that goes into
Hmm.
any creative endeavor or any endeavor. Well, everything is a lot of work, I guess, but there's a lot of work that you never see, the public never sees um, to
Well,
make a
if
YouTube
you're
show.
an easy route to do setup to do is do react to videos. Well, if you're going to do that, you've got to have somebody that's not reacting to the videos on there to find videos that would be engaging enough to react to. You don't want to just take a crapshoot and watch a video blind and
Yep.
bore the living hell out of everybody.
Yeah. Yeah. And if you're doing it for a living, you can't do what happened, tonight, where I couldn't get on. Then once I got on, I was so frazzled I had to sort of go, okay, what I wanted to talk about, I forget.
Right.
That
Well,
doesn't work.
life happens though, and even the big channels will have some technical blips that cause them to be late.
Yeah, but if you're going to choose a job to be an entertainer, you it's a lot of work, and well, that's all it. I've got to put myself in a corner on that one, but no, I'm not. I'm still enjoying this, and I'm actually turning it into a little bit some productivity. Um, like I mentioned, those films I've streamed, those are things I've been meaning to watch for literally, in the case of the rubber tires, literally for years. And putting it up on the channel was, oh, okay, I'll watch it. And if other people go by and watch it, cool. If not, I'll get it out of the way, and I can get the review written. That, again, has been on the list of things to do for years. So, but yeah,
Is Rubber Tires the movie that you showed?
Yeah, Rubber Tires was one of them. I did that one on Friday afternoon. I believe that was the Friday afternoon one, and it's a silent movie. Um, and then also on Saturday, I did, um, gosh, a thriller, 1950. It's like kind of the first evil
The
hitchhiker movie, as
Hitchhiker.
far as I'm aware. Yeah, The
Yeah, it was.
Hitchhiker. It's even called The Hitchhiker.
Yep.
Thank you. You said
I got
Carrie killed my brain, or Kelly killed my brain. I think you were right.
I wonder if
What's that, Hank?
anything like the birds or any of those are in the um, free domain.
Uh, no. Some of the very early Hitchcock films, this from the silent period, those are in the public domain. But as for the rest of them, if the studios didn't maintain a copyright on Hitchcock's films, he maintained the copyright on them. His own little company did. At least that's the way it was a few years back when I checked into this. Um, but there are a surprising number of really good films that
Oh
through
yeah,
legal
I
loopholes.
I had a website that I used to to go through and check for a free domain. Um, most of the Three Stooges are on there. I did several Three Stooges movies.
Hmm.
Um, and then there's a bunch of the old sci-fi that I mean the special effects are far from what they are today, but I still get entertained by watching them.
Yeah, yeah. Well, Virgo, interesting story about trying to license things. I don't know if I've told it here online, but um, I think I'll leave out the name to protect the innocent. But a big, huge corporation. Well, first, a small publisher gets bought out by a larger publisher. They acquire, their entire catalog of things. Then a tiny publisher is going bankrupt, and they go partner with this mid-sized publisher, and they end up going bankrupt anyway. The mid-sized publisher acquires everything that they have. Then along comes a even bigger publisher and buys up their stuff. So now there is, and these are comics, the comic book field talking about here. And so now there are some comic books that um, are interesting, but they're never going to see light of day again because while they're interesting, they're not really that commercially viable.
Mm-hmm.
Then mid-sized publisher or bigger publisher gets bought up by a international gigantic megacorp. So now there's a couple dozen titles that will never see the light of day because it literally is not worth this megacorp's while to even think about doing something with them. So then here I am with my little publishing company, and I'm doing comics, and that's the comics that have kind of fallen out of the public view and that I think are cool. And oh, Liz wants to come up. Hey, Liz, welcome. So
Hello.
so I figure out who to contact at this big giant megacorp, and write the guy an email, and contact about licensing. So I write him an email, and I explain, yeah, hi, I'm Steve Miller. I got this little tiny little company. I really love this property that you own. I know it's not going to be worth your guys' while to do anything with it, but can I re-release this title and you guys 50% of whatever I make, which is much higher than what other offers I've made to people, but I say I'll give you 50%. And the guy actually wrote me back and he said, thank you for your interest, but no thank you. Just doing the legal paperwork would cost us more than we'll ever make on allowing you to use this property. So even if something is licensable, chances are that if it's owned by some gigantic company, they still won't do anything with it because it's just the cost of making sure that they keep control of it is more than they'll ever make back from it. And yes, Liz put up a link from the National Film Registry, and that's actually how I came across the Hitchhiker. It got added to the National. Here, we'll put the link up in the main chat too, just because. And I'm gonna go. I actually have been poking around in there some more, and I got an idea for something I'm probably gonna do on the channel down the road. Does that story make any sense? Because I don't want to really mention property names and company names. Maybe it doesn't make a lot of sense, but
No, it does.
Okay, all right. But there are, and I have odd tastes. There are things that I really like that you can count on one hand of the other people that are fans of it. And this was just one of those.
There's some things that I think that way about, and then find out that there's a lot of people that are into it. Like, I didn't think that I don't talk to many people in real life around me that are into Mystery Science 2000 or 3000. But the internet, I found out there's a shit ton of people that are into that.
Yeah. So, Liz, what's on your mind tonight?
Sorry, I was
There,
on
Liz.
mute. I was on mute. I was trying to flip to the right tab because I was looking through. I just wanted to post that so Steve could post it in public chat.
Yeah, that. And I was saying I was poking through some of those things.
I think that's the website that I used to use.
Yeah. And I was looking at the I think it was Mabel Normand and Fatty Arbuckle. They did a string of shorts together, and those are all in public domain just due to the time passing, because they're like 1915 and 16 or something along those lines. And there's three of them that where they're playing married characters, 2 or 3 of them, and I was looking at those and thinking, oh, okay, you can put these two together, and sort of one is the them getting beginning of the marriage, and the second one is them married now, and he's a successful businessman instead of a farmhand, and then I think the third one was their marriage falling apart. Again, they're unrelated films, but they kind of could flow into each other if you imagine them as the same characters. So now that I'm starting to figure out how to edit on YouTube, maybe I can just edit them together in a package, and then suddenly it's transformative, right?
Yes, but do they have one foot on the floor that in bed? That's what you have to make sure of.
Actually, in one of the films, they don't have one foot in the bed, but they are in beds in the same room.
Oh, in separate beds, right?
Yeah. But one in this particular film, their house gets washed out to sea, and they're bobbing around in the house out in the ocean, and the house is flooding, and then they end up in the same bed because the bedroom is full of water and they're trying to survive.
Scandalous.
Yes. And I have a similar. Actually, I already did the one of these similar idea. Let's see. With the biggest problem is that I'm running into with some of these is people write new scores for them and then put them on DVD. These old films, and now of course those versions are copyright due to the new soundtrack.
Right.
So,
but with the original soundtrack, it should still be free domain.
Oh yeah. I mean, well, with no soundtrack that's stripped off, then you're fine. It's just you got to be real careful. Actually, YouTube even slapped my wrist. I ran one of the George Malays, however the hell his name is pronounced. And there was some Russian that composed music for it, and I just ran it with the music. And I got one of those little notifications that, hey, your stream contains copyrighted material. But the creator lets you use it on YouTube. Let's see.
I got a lot of those.
Yeah. I actually even found, and I'm going to experiment with this and see how this works out before I put it up, but modern film. So clearly it's somebody owns it, and I'm not going to put it up as one of the in the screening room playlist, but just one of these streams one night. And I was running a Mike Oldfield track called Amadon as I started. What's that?
Yeah.
You Amadon? Okay. You are a man of refined tastes, Pope Phil.
Never been called that before. Thank you.
Well,
hey.
Few Americans know who Mike Oldfield is, so yay, good on you. But this little 2-minute kind of black and white weird, it's a little art film, but the music worked perfectly for it. In fact, so perfectly, I just have to do this someday, and hopefully not get into too much trouble for it. I know Oldfield, whoever handles his rights, they generally say it's okay to use. I've had a couple of I've used his music a couple of times in streams and haven't gotten knocked off the air like with songs that Surrender Monkey requests.
Well, stop listening to Surrender Monkey.
Well, yeah, he's already banned from requesting songs.
Or Surrender Monkey.
Oh.
I linked you a cute little less than 2-minute video from the archives. You might appreciate it.
Is that the one with the Gordon sisters boxing?
It is.
Oh.
All right. Well, let's
have a looky.
Let's see if we can get it to play. We'll move it over here. Although I can't quite tell if that's a thumbnail or what's going on there. Well, let's find out. Let's go in there totally cold and see what happens. What I was kind of trying to pull up on the side is that I also want to do. There's Buster Keaton. Buster Keaton made about 8 movies with this actress named Sybil Seeley. Very good actress. She retired from filmmaking when her mother got sick, and she went to take care of her, and then never got back into the business afterwards, which is a shame because she was cute and quite good at what she did. But they made these 8 movies together, and 2 of them, again, they seem like here's the first where they buy their house, and they buy a house in a kit, because I guess that was a thing in the 20s. You bought a house in a kit and you put it together yourself on this lot that you have.
You could buy a house in the Sears catalog.
Yep. And then the second film was, a few years later. They have a child now, and they've bought a boat, and they go sailing in the boat, and things go just about as horribly wrong with the boat as it did with their house. They just, again, seems like films that go nice together, even though they weren't originally intended, but it just seems like could be the same characters. And then there's the 3 of them that also form a little series where they meet. Then there's the middle of their marriage, and then there's the grand finale where they're moved to Alaska, and Buster Keaton goes crazy and kills everybody. So again, those seem like they would be a nice lineup. But
Buster Keaton, The Dark Years.
Yeah.
I can't imagine if buying those old kit homes was still an available option today. They might be, actually, but
they do have a version of a modular home that comes as a kit that you can put together.
Sort of these tiny home type things, or mobile homes, aren't they what those are? Or prefab homes?
They're prefab homes, and so it depends on the layout and the structure that you want and stuff like that. But okay. they'll ship out like all the walls, and essentially it's a giant erector set.
Okay.
I have a friend that looked into it.
Oh. Yeah, there's the reason I went to the tiny home ideas. There's a business near where I live that sells these houses, and I thought they were just sheds initially as I was driving by, and then a friend corrected me and said, no, those are actually, you can connect them to plumbing and the electrical grid and all kinds of things. They're not garden sheds.
We have a homeless advocacy group here in town that is working on getting a plot of land in order to have a community of tiny homes.
Yeah, they're putting up what they're calling tiny home villages around the area here. Yeah, I'm interested to see how those work out. I personally, when I look at the various camps and things that are catching fire, is it going to be different when they're in their tiny little homes? I don't know. I know people should be sheltered. I agree with that. I don't have an answer. But let's see this film that Liz has suggested. Well, let me first make sure she's not porn bombing us here. Say 2 women attach each other or approach each other, and I guess they start beating each other up, or boxing rather. And this was done by Thomas Edison Incorporated, so this is one of the really early films. Edison Manufacturing, 1901. The Gordon sisters are the stars. So let's see what they are up to. Girl fight. Girl fight. Ooh.
Racy, they're showing their entire arms.
I know.
Oh, look at that right cross. Oh. Vicious jab. Vicious jab.
Look at the footwork. Kind of nice the way they can actually hit their marks. They're not running into that painted background.
Right. Oh, look at that. Spun
Ooh.
her around.
Yeah. What a move that was.
Roundhouse. Roundhouse.
Uh-oh. I think the girl in white is starting to lose it. Not so much jabbing as just, I don't know what she's doing.
Flailing away. Yeah. Oh, another spin around.
So this was the dawn of those, where they used to have, in
Oh,
there had to be some sort of fight where the girls start tearing each other's clothes off in the B movies in the 50s and 60s. So there we have the dawn of that, I think. Maybe.
I actually had to go check 'cause the Gordon sisters. It was like, wait, were those the ones at the movie White Christmas? No, it was the Haynes sisters.
Oh, okay.
It
Oh, that
just
would've been
tickled
hilarious.
something in the brain.
I would assume you'd have to be real careful on screening some of these older movies like that, like movies that would seem a good choice. Like take the movie where can't remember her name, but she sings "Good Ship Lollipop."
Shirley
Oh,
Temple.
Shirley Temple.
yeah.
But you could probably get strikes for showing some of those because the way they portray the black people in them.
Oh. Yeah, I actually, even when I'm looking at things to review for Shades of Grey, because I generally try to pick things that are good and that I can recommend to people. And a lot of times, it's probably just the passage of time, but a lot of times it just looks weird and wrong and just kind of pulls me out of watching the film when this person shows up and it's clearly some white guy in black makeup and it just looks weird to me. So generally I tend to avoid those, but I'm trying to remember this because I think I know exactly the film you're talking about. That actually has actual black people in it as the supporting characters, and yeah, I'm blanking. But for example, there is a Harold Lloyd. His films are a lot of that times where I just look at that. Okay, this is too disruptive. But there is one that he did where the black characters are actually played by African American actors, and it's kind of interesting because they have the same kind of you know stereotype of the black people. They're superstitious and they're afraid of ghosts and everything. But in this film, they have the black guy that's afraid of the ghosts, but Harold Lloyd's character is equally afraid of the ghosts, and so they're kind of hanging on to each other and each being scary or each being scared. I think it's called The Haunted House. I have to look that up. But no, I definitely definitely see your point. And that would be a shame, though, I would think. But I've had this discussion about films in the past that
Well, there's some films that I can't imagine them being released today.
Blazing Saddles.
Exactly. That's
Yes.
it. Most of Mel Brooks' movies couldn't be released today.
Right.
which is a shame because the whole point of Blazing Saddles is
Pointing
mocking
out
those
this,
kind of stereotypes.
yes,
Right. Right. Right.
yeah, it's mocking racism, bigotry, different bigotries, and stereotypes.
Yep.
Maybe I'm
Oh,
wrong. Maybe it could. Maybe he could really release that today, but I just don't see it.
Nobody's. Yeah, I don't think so because nobody's tried to remake that. I think if you could do it, that would be a perfect movie to try to remake
but he would
in a
try it.
modern area. But no one's ever tried it.
Um, there's a
What's a
guy.
great movie to watch on it. It's in my cycle of movies I've got to watch every now and then.
Right.
It's and it's one of the few films I've seen more than once because I just get such a kick out of it. And there's that joke about Blazing Saddles is going to be on television tonight. It's going to air from 7 p.m. to 7:03 p.m. because it's edited
Right.
television.
Right. Right.
But it was on Comedy Central a few God, it's several years ago now, and so I had to take the time to see what how much of it was there, and yeah, they bleeped out some of the the N word.
Which, if I remember right, was slung around quite a bit.
Yeah, or
Yes.
or they didn't bleep it out. They had like another word in its place. They and sometimes it was just silent, but they monkeyed with the soundtrack. They wasn't the and I was actually surprised at how intact the film was. But this was on cable, of course, basic
Uh-huh.
cable, but still it was on cable. Um, but yeah, there's it's 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 like the comment I made about the Mojo Nixon song. I mean, you don't get more anti-establishment and basically left wing than Mojo Nixon, but his song "You Can't Kill Me," I'm sure if that came out today, it would be a right wing anthem, and people would be freaking out and wanting to ban him everywhere. Um,
What's that Christmas song? Baby, it's cold outside.
yeah,
And that got so
Mariah
much heat.
Carey. Is that
oh,
the
she
one
did
you're
a
talking
version of
about?
that.
I think so, yeah.
Well, the old version of the song got came under a lot of fire a few years back.
Oh,
Yeah. Oh crap! I'll have to look it up. It was some weird line that people were taking way out of context.
well, I mean,
Yeah,
clearly
they were making it. Keen and Peele did a great parody of it.
it was weird. There
Huh?
we go. No, I got this squelch all of a sudden and don't know what that was. Sorry, I should have silenced myself.
It was only in your head because we didn't hear it.
Yeah,
Okay, I'm losing
but
my mind.
The Shirley
Keen,
Temple one you were talking about, Little Colonel, with Bojangles.
Okay.
And he did 4 movies with her.
Oh, all right. Yeah, well, I will admit I'm sure the complaint with that song is that clearly the guy is sexually harassing the woman. I mean, if you can interpret it that way, and so so I can imagine. Uh, Oh, now I see why Amanda Seyfried was coming up.
But I thoroughly enjoyed the Keenan Peele satire of the song.
Ah. Well, it's not Christmas, but let's see. Why is Geraldo back in the news? What has he done now? Headline just flashed across my screen.
Did he finally find the tomb he was looking for, or the bunker? Al Capone's.
Al Capone's vault.
Yeah.
No, I think he just found some bottle caps.
I watched the Al Capone Vault show, and I was just, what are they gonna find? It's gonna be cool. Such a disappointment.
Yeah, I know.
Parody. Let's see. Baby, it's cold outside. Parody. Well, there it is. Should we get ourselves bumped off the air again?
Sure. And remember, when it happens, just stay tuned.
Your choice.
It'll come back.
Yeah. I'll blame Surrender Monkey. He's not here, but I'll still blame him.
I miss the Keenan Peele show.
Me too.
Never saw it. Where did it air?
I think they were on Comedy Central.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm sure one of the streaming apps has all their backload of. They were on for like at least 5 seasons.
I should probably save this until the 24th because it's Christmas in July then.
Oh, yeah.
By the 24th, I will have forgotten it already. No, you know what? I'm going to save this till the 24th. I'm going to mark it. Well, what day of the week is that? Am I even going to be around? Oh, it's a Monday. I can pull that off.
You've never watched Keenan Peele?
I've seen some of their skits, but it never clicked that there's actually was a. I mean, I knew they had to be somewhere, but I didn't know they had their own show.
Yeah, they had their own show, and it would just be a bunch of short skits put together to make I can't remember if they were a half hour or an hour.
I think they were half hour.
So it's kind of the same format as like the Benny Hill Show or In Living Color.
Yeah. They would come out and set up kind of a basic premise, and then like the skits would play off of that basic premise.
All right. Well, this is now bookmarked for future use. Save. I guess I'll do a Christmas show on the 24th. Really get myself kicked off. Get copyright bumped left and right.
But they did a lot of using satire to point out the stupidity of racism.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a couple of things I've seen from them have been along those lines.
Everything from them is basically along those lines almost.
Okay. And
I mean,
they basically taking shots at both sides of the argument too, which I kind of like when people are doing that. They're pointing out the extremities, the outrageous kind of when you go too far in either direction on both sides of the argument.
Well, they had one of their skits was about the zombie craze. Keenan Peele find himself on the street when the zombies break out, and zombies end up being racist and don't like black people, so they avoid. And they just chase down the white people, and they go and they end up in this backyard barbecuing with a bunch of other black people that figured out that the zombies are racist and won't go near them.
All right, that okay. You've got me actually wanting to see that. So let's see what happens.
And the teacher episode is
phenomenal.
Yeah,
the substitute teacher
Belake.
They did several of them, and a substitute teacher comes in and starts reading off the names.
And Ebonics.
And yeah, is AA Ron here? AA Ron? That's Aaron. No, AA Ron. Are you
Yeah. And then
traveling?
a guy named Blake is Belake. Belake.
All right, Sue.
Chiquelin.
Thanks for coming by. I don't know what ANF is, but
Later, Sue Bear.
what does ANF mean?
Night, Sue Bear.
Good night. Oh, she going over to Uncle Artie's?
I don't know. He was live.
ANF. What does ANF stand for?
I don't know.
I was going to say, I think it's a typo.
Oh,
And
okay.
confirmed.
Okay. Oh, there's another. There's a guy in the skit that we're not supposed to watch or like anymore. In that zombie skit, and I'm just, yeah, maybe somebody can remind me of his name when he comes up. But he was the captain on Andromeda. Hercules. He was in the Hercules show.
Hercules.
Kevin
Kevin
Sorbo.
Sorbo.
Sorbo,
Kevin Sorbo. All right. Well, now I want to see this zombie skit.
What has
White zombies.
Hey, I just linked something I just found. A Danny Kaye recording called The Policeman Song.
Oh.
That was the last thing I linked.
Uh-oh. Copsucker.
Oh,
Copsucker.
Hattie
Danny
McDaniels.
Kaye.
There's another good actress who didn't quite get her due back in her day, I don't think.
Danny Kaye, the actor. White
Yep.
Christmas?
No, I know Danny Kaye. The Policeman's Song. Let's listen to the Policeman's Song. Let's see. How do I do this now? Universal Music Group. They're gonna be mad. No, Library of Congress. They shouldn't be. Well, let's see.
This is in the free and fair digital collections.
Yep.
God.
So it should be okay. So let's see. Share screen. I just want to share the sound. Well, no, let's do this. So there's no other things to disturb it. Share. Although now my screen is covered up, I can't see what's going on because I messed myself up big time. I don't know if the screen was bouncing if it was bouncing all around for you guys, but I moved the wrong window, and so I couldn't see anything all of a sudden. But let's. Is there a way to do this?
I see a play button that it looks like you just got to hit.
Oh yeah, no, I'm just trying to see if there's a way to make that go into the background without losing the audio. No, we'll play it. Screw it. Screw it. We'll do it live.
Yes. Yes.
When a felon's not engaged in his employment, or maturing his felonious little plans, his capacity for innocent enjoyment is just as great as any honest man's. Our feelings we with difficulty smother, when constabulary duties to be done. Taking one consideration with another. A policeman's lot is not an happy one. When constabulary duties to be done. A policeman's lot is not an happy one. When the enterprising burglar's not a burgling.
Not a burgling.
When the cutthroat isn't occupied in crime.
Hiding crime.
He loves to hear the little brook a gurgling
Rook a gurgling.
and listen to the merry village chime.
Village chime.
When the coster's finished jumping on his mother,
On his mother.
he loves to lie a basking in the sun,
In the sun.
taking one consideration with another.
With another.
A policeman's lot is not an happy one.
Ooh.
When constabulary duties to be done, a policeman's lot is not an happy one.
Happy one.
When the drunkard shows no sign of where the drink went,
Where the drink went.
he nobly bids all alcohol farewell.
All farewell.
When the juvenile delinquent to the clink went,
To the clink went.
he hung his mother's picture in his cell.
In his cell.
When the card shop's finished wiping out his brother,
Out his brother.
he buys a rattle for his little son,
Little son.
taking one consideration with another.
With another.
Policeman's lot is not an happy one. Whoa. When constabulary duties to be done, a policeman's lot is not an happy one.
Happy one.
All right, that was a good one.
Yay!
That
All right, that was
Yeah.
fun.
that was. Oh, something just happened there. Apparently, there's hundreds and hundreds of things. Wow. I will have to.
And that's just that collection.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to bookmark this so I can go loot it later. Because one place to go look, but have to be super careful, is the Internet Archives. It's another place where you can find interesting things, but the provenance, whatever, the actual legal status of the material is can be dodgy at times, whether it's actually something that can be used. And
Wait a minute. What have you done with Steve? You're talking cautiously.
oh, when it comes to copyright issues,
Well, you'll run head first into a porn bomb without a second thought.
I don't know what you're talking.
When-
I've never seen it.
When has Steve ever
there.
phased him from that?
Did you hear what Liz said?
I've
I've
never seen
never-
it. I've always either blinked and missed it or been looking at another page and missed it.
You're I'm sorry. You're right. Allegedly.
Allegedly. There we go. There we go. I have already fired off a notice to Mr. Castro's attorneys, see what they charge for retainers, because I'm being slandered. Yeah. Yeah. No. I have spent a lot of time researching comics and what is and isn't in public domain. A lot of time dealing with people who, when we publish something, have contacted us and went, "You can't do that." Fans basically. And then I guess I kind of do a Cholito on them or a soft sit on them and say, "Let me educate you." Except it's more polite than that. I just explain to them why certain things are available and why they're not, and how you can look and where you can do the research and you can find out whether it's right or wrong. And yes, a couple of things are iffy, that we've produced, because a lot of these IPs, intellectual properties, they've changed hands so many times that, yeah, there might be an owner out there, but no one is 100% sure who the owner is, or the property's name is trademarked, but the foundation was not properly registered and therefore is now in the public domain because old rules were in effect. There's all kinds of things that, all kinds of reasons why something might be in the public domain, but it's dangerous to just assume, especially if you're like some of the things that we're doing right now, kind of playing with fire a little bit. Again, putting out a Blue Beetle comic, which will finally be done by the end of this week. It should have been out 2 weeks ago, but
All right.
someone wasn't happy with some of the design and had to let it sit. That would be me. Oh, the hitchhiker's even on the front page here of the. Oh, you guys can see what I'm looking at. Sorry, I actually showed you guys.
Oh, we actually can't right now. You have us on the other
can't?
page. You're still on
Oh!
the Danny K page.
Crap. I did so. Okay, all right. Well, so
It's
let
okay.
me stop sharing that. I just looked over and it looked like they were both up there, but then I realized, no, that you were right. That was the Danny K page. But let me just put that up there. Although I can see that it looks like we've bored everybody away from the discussion. But now we're into one of my favorite topics, which is old stuff. Microsoft Edge tab. We want to do this one. So yeah, this is what I was looking at, and I thought that I had it switched so you people could look at it too. And there was the hitchhiker right there, right on their front page.
And Popeye.
Popeye meets Sinbad the Sailor.
Now, to protect yourself, you might want to cite some of these in your bottom section, just for safety's sake.
Your description.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I'll provide a link to this.
Especially if it's Popeye and Sinbad together, you want to make sure to, do that in your bottom section.
So which one of them is the bottom?
I don't know. We'll find out.
Which one is the top?
Off-color rude joke. Not going to explain it. I don't want to take away your innocence. Well,
you could make comments about Olive Oil's Adam's apple.
Yeah.
Like I think it was somebody showed George Metz's booking photo and was doing a caption contest, and I thought I would win, but it didn't. I put on the face Popeye made the night he figured out why Olive Oil had a Adam's apple.
Did I get this saved properly? Yes, I did. Because whose booking photo was it?
George Metz. What's his?
Rouge Notion.
Yeah.
George Metz.
Yeah, Rogue Nation, the know-it-all. That knows.
Oh, so he's not somebody. Oh, he's not someone famous.
No.
He's just a guy.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, all right. Then I won't get any hits on that probably. Okay. Well, it is now 1:30 a.m. and much like Cicero, I have to worry about adulting stuff, so I'm gonna have to wrap this up. Wow, thanks guys, this was fun.
Yeah, we could have had another half hour. We could have had another half hour of the show if you would have been on time.
Yeah.
It wasn't my fault this time. I
I'm
was
just
trying.
playing with you, bud.
How are you doing on your watch hours?
Oh, that's a good question. Let's find out. I was at like 2780 last time I looked, I think. Let me see.
Yeah. And the customary admonishment, these are 2 days ago.
And I'm
48
going to
hours.
say, Steve was on time today. StreamYards was not.
There you go.
Yes.
Yes. Actually, that was the case. I was actually I was a couple of minutes early because I saw people were here and I just could not get it to work. I guess I should have said something over on YouTube, but at that point I was restarting the computer furiously and
You were techie.
yeah,
It's
trying
fine.
to. But
People
let's see
had
here.
problems with their chat in StreamYards all day today, so I think with the upgrade on the API from YouTube into StreamYards may have been causing some glitches. We'll see though.
Okay, so I probably got caught up in that. Let's see. Let's get the screen share going here. And screen share there, screen share there. And let's move this back down so I'm not craning my neck and looking like I'm looking at the ceiling. And it's shared. Yes, good.
Oh, there's my latest thumbnail I did for tomorrow night's show for Welsh.
Yes, it's a great one.
Yeah, who? I'm trying to remember that actor.
Nick
What's his
Nolte.
name?
Nick
Nick Nolte.
Nolte.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, YouTube Studio. Let's see where I'm at. Oh my gosh, 200 people have come to watch The Hitchhiker. The average view duration of 8 minutes, so I guess I get tired of it a little early, but hey, that's pretty damn good. Wow.
You might. That. How long was the movie The Hitchhiker?
70 minutes. So that's not bad. Let's see. But yeah, I'm probably gonna do mostly, if not feature lengths, when I do those kind of screenings. Then it'll be compilations of short films. Oh, look at that, 2802, so 200 hours. And then I will then I'll be a real YouTuber.
Yay!
You're a real YouTuber now.
Yeah, I know.
Wow.
I need to get 125 more subs, and then
Yeah.
I can choose whether or not to monetize or not.
Well, you can do the partial at 500. You know that, right?
Yeah, you should be. If you have, I mean, you have about 500 subscribed, yeah?
Yeah, but I've got to clear. I've got to clear a copyright strike before I can get. Eli hit me after I made a rude comment about him on another page.
Who's Eli?
He's one of the New York City auditors that likes to do the handstands at the end of his products.
Ah, okay. Don't think I've ever seen him.
And he's the one where if you like just barely brush him, you're assaulting me.
Well, that's a very long list.
And he loves to fight.
Okay. I mean, the person auditor group seems to be the most fragile humans on the planet.
Yes. Yes.
I've carried around equipment a lot and had people bump into it or step on it. I never felt it. Never thought to claim somebody assaulted me when they
Bump into
Touch-
what you're carrying.
When they touch your tripod, that's assault.
I like
Yeah.
how there was one time he
Oh,
set
hey,
his
Church of
camera
POS.
in,
Go
yeah, he
ahead.
set his DMA set his tripod at arm length. He extended his arm out so it was further out, and then complained when somebody stepped on one of the feet of his tripod.
Steve just put himself backstage.
Haha.
Oops.
Well, I was picking my nose. I was itching my nose, and it looked like I'd be picking. So I could have just stayed up here now. I told you guys.
You can start and stop the camera, right?
Oh yeah, I guess I could do that too.
Yeah,
but
you could just turn your cam off.
let me see.
And
Oh
good
yeah,
morning.
stop my cam. I guess I could do that. What happens if I do that? It doesn't end the stream?
No, it should just be stop the camera at the bottom.
Yeah, stop cam / mic. Oh, that button down there. You guys are so smart.
And good morning, church.
There we go. Yes, insomnia. What's this insomnia? Oh, so you're up early. Well, we're up late. Although I said, as usual, 15 minutes ago that I should wrap it up. But hey, I just was looking at this, and 5% click-through rate. That's like twice what I normally get on stuff I put up. So,
well, remember on your watch hours too, that doesn't include what you were just showing about the hitchhiker. So you're even closer.
yeah, so they'll pop up, and it's running 2 days behind. But oh, I did research it. Shorts do not count toward the watch hours for this purpose.
Good to know.
Yeah, so so the numbers on the total are going to be off a bit. Yeah, this is the whatever that thing is called, vidIQ. Would give them some little insights. Oh, my poll. I should look at the poll. 14% say you should stop posting and just fade away. 14% say make one final goodbye post, so your viewers don't wonder what happened. Go out in a blaze of glory, telling everybody to go F themselves, or whatever it was I said. And then Liz was being the wise, level-headed person when she made her comment.
No, well, 6 people left comments.
No, I know, but I remember seeing. Well, I had actually more people commented than what I've seen. So let me go look.
I may have mentioned gasoline.
Gasoline. So with the sort of do the Office Space thing with your computer, go out and destroy it completely. That was an Office Space. They did that, right? They took the computer out and were going at it with hammers.
Yeah. Well, it was the fax machine.
Fax machine, yeah.
Oh, the fax machine.
It was a fax machine, yeah.
The most hated office appliance in any office.
Let's see. So, let's see. So it was telling everyone you hate to F off and everybody to F off, but yes. And what were the comments? Because I remember Liz's comment. What else has been made since I've looked at this last? Do what you feel is right. If you want to get tired of hosting, you just visit videos and chats. Yep, that's true. And you're right. You never have to make content. That's your choice. Well, unless you turn it into a living, that conversation we had earlier. But I cannot picture this being a living. Because I'd have to put in work. Blaze of glory. Always remember to do that. The king is gone. Do a blitch. A blitch? Do a Blair Witch. That saves time. It's the Blitch project, not the Blair Witch project. Style death scene. And somebody as the witch or as Mike. Was it Mike that was standing in the corner at the end of that film? And the girl with a runny nose was running in and spotted him?
Yeah.
Okay. There is a film that had terrible sequel that I can't believe anyone greenlit.
I can't believe I watched the original Blair Witch. I didn't like that one at all. Just didn't do anything for me.
I like the parody version of it with the girl with the runny nose and just sitting in there watching your nose drip.
Oh, I didn't know there was one like that. Okay.
Yes.
That just sticks in my head, is that bit with her camera face up and crying and her nose running.
That's
But the only reason I ever saw Blair Witch Project, the original, was there's a friend of mine who is a movie producer, and she got an advanced copy of it, and it was kind of being passed around our little circle of friends. And it was not even the final edit, so I don't actually, I'm not 100% sure what it looked like when it was finally released, but it was interesting. Once again, one of those times where I made a wrong call and I said, this is not going to be that popular. It's interesting, but who's going to watch it? And same thing when the year Magic the Gathering, if people know that card game, collectible card game, it was at Gen Con. They were demoing it, and I played it and said, this is a fun game, but who is going to want to buy a game that's not complete? I mean, who's going to want to do that? And fast forward a year later, when it's all over the place and it's in the people are buying packs by the hundreds just to collect them. So,
Steve, we had Garbage Pail Kids that we had to collect series on.
Oh yeah, no, I know. And I collected the Star Wars cards that on the back side they made a puzzle of, like, I think it was one of them was Chewbacca's face, and I forget what the other one was, but I collected those. But that's different than a card game. I just cannot wrap my mind around the notion of, wait, so you buy a deck of cards, but it's an incomplete game, and to make the game better, the game, you got to buy all these random packs. I don't get it. This is not gonna. I mean, it was a fun game. Even playing it, I could say this is entertaining. This is a neat game with the way you got the counters and the cards are pretty, but I don't know that it's really going to catch on if you're selling an incomplete game. And yeah, like I said, I was completely wrong on that one. So yeah, whatever you do, don't listen to my advice if I say something. And again, nobody was asking my advice. That's not what I mean when I say it, because the game was in production and it was just being play tested, or they were showing it off. They weren't even play testing. They were just, first marketing push on it.
So what you're really saying, Steve, is if I have an idea for a game and I show it to you and you go, that'll never work, I'm going to make millions.
Yep, pretty much.
Okay.
Pretty much.
Okay, good to know.
So when and if Chili finishes his board game and I get a copy of it and I look at it and I hear this sucks, chances are it's the most fantastic game that the world has ever known, and it will make him billions.
Then don't say that.
Yeah.
It won't, because we'll look at it and pick it all apart and then spread the word on it, and it'll be doomed.
Yeah. Plus, his game will, again, my belief is it's going to be something reskinned, whether he admits it or not. But who knows? I mean, he's been working on it for several years now, so who knows? Caravan.
I think it'll come out about 2 weeks after Never.
Yeah. Caravan Carolyn, I don't know who that is, but she told her subs to F off a few years ago, and it backfired. She came back to YouTube within a week. Well, despite one person's claim, I've never actually told my fans, and I never would, or my subs, to F off. I have been known to say I don't care about.
You've told me to F off plenty of times.
Well, yes, but
but you were a friend before you were a follower.
Oh, sure,
Yeah.
sure. Yep.
And it's been with a smile.
Sure it has.
but yeah, that's actually something that I have noticed when artists or artistic people or people running little big YouTube channels, when they lose their temper with their audience and they flip out at them. Generally, they end up regretting it and they come back because, and I will admit this, I like entertaining. I like making people. I like to have people enjoy themselves, and I like enjoying myself. And I think anyone that's doing this goes on YouTube, makes a channel. I think their bottom line goal is to entertain people. I mean, yes, okay, fine. There are educational channels, sure.
Dance, Steve, dance. Dance for us all.
Like oh
Public servant, you work for me.
yeah, kind of. And that's why, even though I did a couple of things for a property called Greyhawk way back in the mid 90s when TSR was trying to revive the property. I was a staff writer, the scheduler. When there was a hole in the schedule, they just plugged something in there. Even though my main projects were Dragonlance and Ravenloft, I had a hole in my schedule, so they gave me a couple of Forgotten Realms and Greyhawk products to write. Well, apparently in the Greyhawk setting, there's this thing called the Doom Grinder, mysterious windmill that was counting down to Doomsday, and it's been in there since the world was first put out there. Anyone doesn't know role-playing game worlds, I apologize. But so people had all these ideas about what the Doom Grinder was, and I knew Greyhawk. Everyone that plays D&D or role-playing games, they know Greyhawk. And but I had never really been part of Greyhawk fandom, so I had no idea what the fan theories were about this. So I thought, okay, this is a really neat idea for an adventure. The Doom Grinder, the windmill part, is really just part of a bigger machine, a bigger vehicle. It was actually a vehicle, and now these evil dwarves, I think it was, had been building this thing for several centuries, and now it was ready, and they were going to destroy Greyhawk with it. So they basically go giant tank then starts driving across countryside, destroying things in its path and the people have to stop it before it get to Greyhawk City, and you get inside it and you fight your way to the control center and you shut it down. And Greyhawk fans got very angry at me because they thought it was too silly. They thought it was disrespectful, and it was a misuse of the of this great idea of this windmill counting down to Doomsday. Okay, no, I'm sorry they're unhappy. And this was back in the AOL, back when AOL was around, so this is a long time ago. And I made a comment to that effect.
You got mail.
Yeah, in the Greyhawk discussion group, because they were just dumping all over me, and I basically said, I'm sorry I don't like it, but it is what it is. And you don't like it, you'll never buy anything from me ever again with a name on it. Okay, I mean, basically, if someone says I'm never going to buy your work again, okay, then why should I care about your opinion? And that's basically what it was. And then there was a campaign to get me fired from TSR, a write-in campaign that so even back in the mid 90s, people were doing the "I'm going to get you fired" approach. And yeah, ultimately I did get canned at TSR, but it wasn't because of the Greyhawk Ride-In campaign. It was a mass layoff when they were trying to get the company looking good to sell it to somebody else. But yeah, so that was I forgot what the point was there, but it had to do with it had to do with telling your fans to go, F themselves. Something I'd never do. But unless if someone says, well, I'll never read anything that you write ever again, or I'll never buy anything with your name on it. All right. That's the same with boycotts. Okay, so you're going to boycott me. Okay. Why does that make me change? I don't know that it does. Am I announcing my run for governor so I can push through my fisting amendment? Yes.
I was going to say, if you tell everybody to take a flying leap off a rolling donut, I would appreciate that one.
Take a flying leap off a rolling donut?
Mm-hmm.
That's a Simpsons reference, I think, isn't it?
I don't know. It was what my grandfather used to say when he would tell people to piss off.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's an old timey.
Oh, okay. I've never heard that before. But then that's not surprising. That's another thing that. When did that come up again? Oh, yes, at work. Some people were talking about baseball, of which I have no clue. And then it came up again that, yeah, he's a fake American. Because there are big holes in my, in what I should know as an American and understand. And I don't know. Baseball is one of those things. I know more about baseball than football, though.
It's a sports thing. Go play with one of your balls, people.
Yeah. Sports balls. Who knows? But
Ball, Liz. I only have one.
That wasn't just baseball or basketball or football. They're balls.
yeah. Soccer, I know, or which everyone else in the world calls football, but I don't even know why it became soccer in the States. Who thought of that?
Because we already had football.
Oh, no, I know you already had football, but why soccer?
Not a clue.
Well, let's. Hi, welcome to Let's Get Edumacated with Steve Miller. Now it's an education channel, right?
Yes.
Why is it called soccer? Why is it? Should I use Chat GPT to tell us this?
Ooh, yes.
Why is
Can
it?
you use a chilly AI voice?
We should get our hands on that. That would be fun. Steal it from him and do things with it. Let's see. It's thinking about it. And there we go. Football is called soccer in America because the Americans need to differentiate between gridiron football they already played and the association football from England. The name soccer comes from the English slang for association ball, which was shortened to associ, so association, and then soccer. I had no idea.
The more you know.
I still don't see how you get soccer from association. The name soccer was adopted by Americans in the early 1900s. Wow, they've been playing soccer here for that long. I didn't realize it. While the British called their own variant of the game gridiron. What? None of this makes sense to me. So now this is knowledge that I know but still can't do anything with because I don't understand it.
I hate when that happens.
It's like reading Chili's trifold.
So you're a 20-year soccer scholar.
Yes. Soccer scholar, a lot longer than that. Although I was mostly just played goalie. I guess goalie. Mostly just played goalie.
Goalkeeper.
Goalkeeper. Clearly, I'm a fraud, so I don't know the right word to use. Well, it's because I
Yes.
played in Denmark. I was living in Denmark when I played soccer.
The headline over one of these: the real reason Americans call it soccer is all of England's fault. Oh,
So we don't blame Canada for that one.
no, we blame England.
Wait. Is this Wikipedia? We could edit it to it's all the Welsh's fault. All Wales' fault.
Actually, this one is Business Insider, actually.
Oh, damn it.
Time.com has a version of it. I guess this is something a lot of people have written little articles about. Okay. Well, I'll have to read some of these at some point. Soccer in the United States. There's a Wikipedia entry for it. The governing body in sports did not have the word soccer until 1945. Who defines 1945 as the early 1900s? Well, I guess it is technically because it's prior to 1950. But when someone says early 1900s, that's like the teens and the 20s, I would think.
1945, I would call mid
Yeah.
1900s.
Yeah, that's mid-century. So, by a dumb person. Now I'm going to get sued for slandering that guy. Let's see. Beginnings and declines.
You know we always do this. We get more motivated as Steve's getting ready to sign off.
Yes.
As I get tired, the very interesting things come
Mm-hmm.
We're trying to get his watch hours up.
up. But it's 2 a.m. I'm going to have to call it, guys, for real this time. And even though I was half an hour late, you're not going to get to make it up in the back end. So sorry, guys. Blame StreamYards and the Canadians, or Canada rather.
And there goes your fisting amendment. Talking
And
back ends.
Yep, and the fisting amendment. But we will. I will fight for the fisting amendment when I get political power. I promise. All my loyal supporters. When I become governor, the fisting amendment will be law of the land.
And well, your entire YouTube channel is set up all about the fisting amendment. Don't forget that.
Yes.
Well, when pushing your fisting amendment, make sure you use elbow grease.
All right. On that classy note, we're going to wrap this up for the evening.
Power lube for everyone.
Yes. Oh, darn it. I know there's something I forgot.
Power Luba.
Power lube reminded you of something great, thanks.
Yeah, no. Once again, I say something out loud, totally out of context. But the other day I think I mentioned that in the other stream, that I found these nifty little ads that they had run in silent movie theaters. And one of them was just perfect to put up at the end of the broadcast. And since StreamYard lets you upload little things, oh hell, while I'm thinking about it, why don't I just do that right now? Then I can actually use it. It's this. Let's see, where is it? Nope, that's not it. I will have to work on this. But one of them is basically you put them up as the day's films, because I think I mentioned this. In the old days, you go to movie theater and you could be there all day pretty much. You pay your dime and you just sit there and watch whatever they show. And then eventually, they closed down for the night, and they had this thing that they would put up on the screen to tell the audience, go the hell home. We're done for the day. Let me see if I can find it. Where would I have stuck that? In the YouTube folder, probably. It's cute. I'll get it ready and I'll use it on the next stream. And because basically it will it will make sure that I've got to end. So anyhow, thank you guys. Thank Phil. Thank you, Hank. Liz, thank you as well for coming up. It always makes this a lot more interesting for everybody. And
Thank you
Thanks
all.
for having us up.
I will see you next time. Is there anything that you want to plug before you go? I mean, we plug what's Welsh News is back tomorrow at 3:30 Pacific time.
I'm not positive on the time.
All right. Well,
Normal time, yes, would be 3:30 for you, Steve.
so I'm just making sure that I'm giving people the wrong time to tune in. So I'm trying to sabotage your channel while pretending I'm your friend.
Oh, okay. So you're pulling a coded.
Yeah.
Don't make Jim rewrite the paper now with that.
Surrender Monk just had to make sure we got it that much more classy before we call it quits for the night. Thank you, Surrender Monkey. We appreciate that.
Everyone remember your super lube.
Yes.
And good night.
Good night, everybody, because I can't find the thing I wanted to put up there. So next time.
While we're talking about super lube, don't forget to smash that button.
Oh yes, do push the like button. All three of you that are still watching.
Lick it, like it, love it.
Yes.
Take your finger and smash that, tickle that button, tickle that button.
I'm gonna have to clip him doing that so I can just use it. But all right, good night, everybody. I will see you all next time. And thanks again.
Good night.